Welcome back to On the Beat. I'm your host, Rachel Hurt, and today we'll be talking with Dr. Andy Barlow about fibromyalgia. Dr. Barlow joins us today from Chiropractic Physician Center of Tupelo. Welcome back.
Well, thank you, Rachel.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
So fibromyalgia, I've heard it a million times in conversations, on television, in the news. Tell me what it is really.
Okay, typically just an easy to understand term, it just means pain all over your body, like in your neck, in your shoulders, elbows, low back, hip, knees, those types of areas. Typically, there's like 11 different points that people will, doctors will look at and go, oh, well, if you have these 11 different areas, you probably have fibromyalgia.
And it's consistent, constant pain?
In more cases than not, it is, but fibromyalgia is actually a symptom. It's not a disease process. So it's one of those that can be triggered by a lot of different things from, like, for example, blood sugar dysregulation. Another one that a lot of people don't want to hear is fast food, processed food,
Sure.
and all of those inflammatory processes that are associated with that. And I'm not saying you go out and have a fast food pizza place or whatever today, but most patients have had this for decades.
Sure.
And then you get all these inflammatory processes going on in your body, and then if you have a weak link in the chain like shoulder, inflammation just loves to attack joints.
Just builds up.
And what?
It just builds up.
Yeah,
in
it
those
does.
joints.
It does. And then so it's mainly a more inflammatory process. A lot of times when people, they don't really associate this, but a person comes into the clinic that, let's just say, is 35, 40 years old, and then I'll ask them about their first car wreck, and see, they don't associate something that happened in their teenage years to 20 years later. And then you take an x-ray and look at their spine, and you should have a C-shaped curve in your neck. It's called a lordosis. And a lot of times with car wrecks, this neck goes in the opposite direction. C5 in the neck, C5 being cervical vertebrae number 5, is the most susceptible to that. So if you kind of look at the link here, neck pain from an automobile accident that may have happened 20 years ago, then these nerves come out and go to your shoulders and go to your elbows, and now my hands are numb. And now I can't focus, I can't pay attention, I have some concentration issues, I have problems sleeping at night. And so, see, it's never just fibromyalgia, it's a lot of things going on here that have to be addressed.
Are there blood tests that you could perform in your office that would let someone know if they did suffer from fibromyalgia?
Well, the blood test, and that's a good question, because the blood test won't tell you if you're having fibromyalgia, but what it will tell you is, do you have blood sugar dysregulation? Is it up and down, or is it constant? Do you have inflammation? Do you have a liver problem, a kidney problem? But the key component there is going to be the inflammatory process. So we do have tests that can do that, but then we'll have to do a neurological exam and take x-rays to see, do you have any type of joint degeneration that we actually need to work on.
And do you provide programs like that in your office?
We do, yes, we do.
Okay.
So, and doing the exam is going to, the neurological exam is actually going to let us know what area of your nervous system needs the most help, which one is the most deficient, and we can actually bring it online. It would kind of like you go to the gym and you go, somebody has a weak bicep.
Right.
It's like, well, if it's weak, we need to work it out. And if we find some areas in your nervous system that's damaged or weak, those are the areas that we need to stimulate to bring those back online.
Very, very interesting.
Yep.
That sounds like something that a lot of people would probably benefit from coming to see you
Well,
see if
we
they
have
had
a
it.
lot of people who benefit from our care.
I bet you do. I
Thank
bet
you.
you do. Well, if you want to know more about how Dr. Barlow can help you with any kind of chronic pain that you're having that might honestly be something that you're not realizing that it is, all the information is on the screen. Reach out to he and his staff, and they can help you feel your best. We'll be back after this short break.